What up, SNA assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin. 2 minutes after making the Monday Night Raw review video, now I'm making the NFL Monday Night Football review on November 11, 2024. And it was the Miami Dolphins taking on the Los Angeles Rams in their stadium in SoFi Stadium. It was, the returning Tua Tagovailoa that we haven't seen in, like, I don't know when, like, probably for the last, I'll say, maybe, I'll say probably for the last, I'm probably going to be saying like seven, I'll say, it's like week 10. So I'll say for the last, I'll say 7, 8 games, like 7, 8 weeks, I should say, actually. But yeah, it's good to see him back. But it was, I did not expect like this team was gonna win. Like, in considering what I'm wearing right now, the accessories, but yeah, like if it's not obvious enough, like you would thought that the home team would have won, like considering what stadium they were in. But we're gonna talk about what happened, and it was like a complete squash game. Like, even though like the team tried to make a comeback, but it was not enough. The capitalize, like it was still like it was an 8 point game. Even if they did try to score a touchdown, they had to worry about going for two, and then they had to go overtime. But it ended up happening what happened, and it was probably for the best. But something just tells me that we see some good stuff happening in the team of from the MIA. Like, we're the home of the Sea Dolphins. Like, in the I'll say the southeast area of Florida, I guess you could say. But start things off, we got Miami got the ball first. This is where they passed it to Jalen Waddle. Yeah, I think that's what his first name is. This is where he got an 18-yard. This is where he got an 18-yard reception. Like, when them starting at the 30, but they got up into the 48-yard line, just like a snap of a finger. Like, if they just did 2-for-1 deal, like of a first down. It's where we saw Tua Tagovailoa then snap the ball, like, by saying, like, okay, 85, 86, 87 hiking. This is where we got A Channing, like the running back was trying. He caught the ball, like, after he fake passed him. He was under pressure to Gavaloa. Like, I wasn't really here to blame for it, because if he didn't do it, they would have lost some yards. But it was a dang if you do, dang if you don't situation. With them end up losing 5 yards anyways. But that's where we got. That's where they had to try this again, with them passing it to Achan, but they only hardly got like about 2 yards, making it 3rd and 13. And then, yeah, not so good for the Dolphins on this next drive, I believe. Like, with the Rams fans are cheering for them, like, come on, Rams, like, stop them. This is where we got Tua Tagovailoa. Then nearly went for a run, like, which he waited for somebody to catch it. This is where he called it. And this is where he told to the Jalen Waddle, I made a huge blunder by claiming that it was not so good, but it was not looking good until he threw it to Waddle in the 3rd down conversion, like, which was they gained 13 and more, obviously. Like, they probably got it was like a 36-yard reception, like making it like about like 3.5 for 1 deal, like of a 3.5 first down, like, that they made. This is where I believe everybody thought that it was going to be Tyreek Hill. And this is where we got two of the defensive linemen there. We got them by sandwiching, but they end up sandwiching each other, like if they were a couple of human air sandwiches, like with only 2 bread in the air, like, and just eating it that way, like with them just crashing and collision onto or what they call dismantling each other. But this is where we got. But this is where, we got Jalen Waddle got it the first down. He passed it. That's where he passed it to Malik Washington. This is where he passed it to Malik Washington next, which he went all the way to the right side. This is where he flied right in the end zone, like if he was like a receiving Superman, and he got the touchdown. And yeah, it was 7-0. Miami looked good good stuff for the start. And let's just say this is the start of greatness to the comeback of the better part of the Dolphins, I guess you could say. Like for over weeks of losing like the mass majority of their games, of course. But moving on, we got Miami kicking right back to Los Angeles, and probably not so much of similar luck to them, like when they got the ball. And we're going to start things off with with Matthew Stafford's like, all right, 1, 17, hike. This is where this is where we got what's his name, Puka Akoa that was in motion. This is where then he fake passed it to Kerwin Williams. This is where he did up throwing it to him, but this is where Zach Sealer then knocks him down like boom, and it crashed into him, which made him lost some like about how many yards? I believe it was like a 10-yard run, 10-yard that was lost, a negative 10. This is where Kerwin Williams tried to go for a first down, but he ended up getting like 6 yards, like a gain of 6, which made it a 3rd and 14. That's where he passed it to, was it Cooper Kupp or no, it was Davis Allen, the tight end. Davis Allen, which it was number 87, like which he only got a gain of 11, which it was like 4th and 3, like only like 3 yards short. Like I was like, what is that? Yeah, like I said plenty of times before, and I'm gonna say it again. Like, what is up with everybody starting to be number 87? Like ever since Travis Kelce's been 87, and maybe even Rob Gronkowski. I'm not sure about that guy though, but yeah, like it's there. But this is where we got the Rams kicking it right back to Miami. This is where they received it right at the 20-yard line, like went right directly out of bounds. And this is where we got the Miami Dolphins was maintaining in the lead, like with them, even though it was not like a complete blowout, like at least not at this time, like they were just like trying to consistently trying to stay in the lead without the Rams scoring themselves and trying to even the odds or honor up their evens. But yeah, this is where they did a group huddle, like to see who Toa Tech Gavaloa then was trying to throw it to. This is where Toa was like, all right, like everybody lined up to be, I'm gonna be throwing, and this was a regarding passing play, like no matter what, who we threw it to. This is where I believe he tried to throw it to Waddle, but ended up getting overthrown and across the line of scrimmage, like something that he probably wanted to happen, but only for Waddle to catch the ball. But this is where we got. This is where we got Tyreek Hill going to the right side, while I'll say like the other half was going to the left, and then this is where we got Tagovailoa. Then was right beside his running back. What's his name? Enche, I believe that's what his last name is. This is where he tried to throw it right up to the. This is where he tried to throw it to Smith, like Geno Smith, I believe that's what his name is. This is where it was another incompletion. It was the 3rd and 10. Like, and I was like, they better do something that's going to give a first down guarantee. But unfortunately, once he tried to throw it to Tyreek Hill on 3rd and 10, this is where he gets double teamed by the corners, and it was 3 and out, like strike 1, strike 2, and then it was strike 3. They were out, like they had to change sides with them putting out the what's it called, the special teams, the punted to Miami. But as soon as Miami got the ball, that's where there was a penalty, like on the play, like when because there was a flag that was thrown by one of the referees. That's where it was like, all right, like it was a much sportsmanlike conduct from the kicking team, like of the number 33, I believe that's what the number jersey was. Like it was like, and that immediately returns, like. And he's like, that penalty is gonna be added to the middle of the play. Like, it is gonna be the Los Angeles Charger that's gonna be starting out in the field, like getting a much more higher into the in the, I guess you could say. That like more than they were originally was on this punt return, but this is where they were like at the 49-yard line. That's where we got Matthew Stafford passed it to Kerwin Williams. He didn't win nowhere, unfortunately. That's where he hardly got a yard. But this is where we got what's his name, Matthew Stafford that try to go for it again, but this time trying to go for like a throwing play. Even though his running back was right beside him, but he looked like he's gonna throw like the way he had in position. This is where he tried to throw it to anybody, but this is where the ball was tipped by the Miami defense. It's where it's where what's his name? Akoa, yeah, Akua, like that. Akua then tried to catch the ball, but he ended up getting dropped. That's where it was the 3rd and 9, which was Campbell that deflated the ball. But this is where we got which was the defensive end or was it tackle? But either way, he batted down and deflated the ball. This is where we got Matthew Stafford trying to go for it one more time on this drive at least. But yeah, unfortunately, not in his favor. Despite Akua, like Akua was in motion. This is where we got Matthew Stafford trying to launch the ball, but this is where he ends up getting sacked. But by Jack Robinson, of the linebacker on the Miami Dolphins, just jumped right on top of him and covered him and sacked him and made him lost some yards, which I think it was like over a dozen. Like it was like about it was like 3rd and 9, so I'll say maybe like 3rd and 19, 3rd and 20, 21. Yeah, it was I'm not what the 4th and 19. It was 4th and 19. It was a 10-yard loss that the Miami defense did onto the Los Angeles Rams' quarterback Matthew. That's where they had to kick it right back to Miami, which they're like I believe at about the 30 on their side of the field. But yeah, that's where they start off from there after the adverts was over. Like this is where I believe he the Toa took Gavloa and passed it to a chain, but this is where he hardly went anywhere, like probably about a yard, if I'm being completely honest. Like, but this is where then he tried to go for it again. It was much more. No, he got 4 yards. It was actually. This is where they tried to go for it again, but he ended up getting stopped by Turner, the defensive tackle, number 91, if I believe that's his number. But this is where we got. But yeah, this is where we saw Tagovailoa to try to go for it again at 3rd down conversion, like for the second time. But that's where he threw it to Monster this time, the second streaming running back, number 31, former San Francisco 49ers, like right into the middle left side, like just threw it right at him like a bullet. Like, and he crossed the line, and I believe he got like 2 extra yards, making this like about a gain of 8. That's where they were this is where they were at the 28-yard line. They were actually like at the 18, not 18. I'd say they were probably in the teens, like 15, 16, 17, when probably like I'd say about 16 or 17-yard line. But this is where we're trying to. This is where we got what's the name. That's where the actions then got stopped by Kobe Durant. It's not like a mixture of 2 certain basketball players that went to the NBA Finals about multiple times, which I'm not sure if I should name them by name. And even though NBA is not the competition of NFL, but I'm not sure if it's appropriately relevant, right, to say these basketball icons. But yeah, it kind of sounds similar to those two that when they mentioned this safety by name, but this is where we got. But this is where they lost about, I'll say, how many yards? Like a loss of 3. Yeah. This is where we got Toa Tagovailoa. Then was like, I'm not giving up. I didn't know who to throw it to. And it was Odell Beckham right into the middle, like just threw a left hand right onto him. And he landed right in the middle of the field, like onto the, like between the lines of scrimmages. And this is where he got like a gain of 5. And this is where. That's where Tola was like, okay, like good start, and then this is where so far, like, but we need to get our 3rd straight 3rd down conversion. This is where Tola then snaps the ball, like after saying some very confusing numbers to distract the defense. That's where try to, and that's where it was batted by Kobe Turner, the defensive. I'll say the defensive tackle, like that, blocked it down, making it 4th and 8, and then complete pass. They had to kick it right back to the Rams, which was like near the 15 or maybe the 20. I believe was at what in particular it was. I think it was like at the oh actually it was at the 30. I'll say 3 yard line. The 33 yard line is where Magic Stat was like, all right, 175, like 176, 171. Like, hold up, like blitz, and this is where then he snaps the ball. That's where then he we're trying to find who to throw it to. Like first he thought he found an intended receiver, but he ended up was getting covered by either the corner or the safety. That's where he got defensive lineman was right behind him under pressure. However, that's where he had to throw it away anyways. Like whether if somebody catches it or not, but it was none other than and it was Tutu Atwell. Yeah, he got 6 yards of this game, making it 3rd and 4. I mean, not 4th and 2nd and 4. And, but it's where we got. Let's see. It was who was it? It was let's see. He fake passed it to it was Corum. That's what his name is. The second string running back. He fake passed it him, make it look like if he's not going to throw it to him, look like about to throw it to a receiver, but he ends up throwing it to him anyway. This is where he got the gain of 5 yards, like a first down and an extra yard. That's where they were at the, I'll say, that's where they were like about at the 46 yard line, and their side, of course, is where it was like, okay, 133, 134, like hike, and it's where he snaps the ball, passes it to Kerwin Williams. It, it was Corum, yeah. It was actually Corum, yeah, the second string running back, but you only got like a gain of 5. This is where they try to get another one with Corum, but this is where he only got a gain of 4, making it like 3rd and 1. But there was a flag on the play, however, so it looked like going to be called back or called forward. Like no matter like there's going to be a change of that. Like no matter like who was penalized, like whether if it's a loss of those yardage or a gain of those yardage for the Los Angeles Rams. But that's where the referee explained who was penalized, and it was on the offense. And then it's where I believe it was a holding penalty, or no, false start. It was a false start penalty, which they're gonna get pushed back 5 more yards, making it replay 2nd down, 2nd and 10 to be the exact. That's where that's where that's where we got Matthew Stafford passing to Corum once again, which he got a gain of 3, making it 3rd and 7. This is where then they go for it again. This is where this time they passed it to when Guanacoa was in motion. This is where it, but it ended up getting intercepted with no receivers in this area in the middle of the field. Like this is where it was picked off by Anthony Walker, number 6 of the corner from Miami Dolphins. Yeah, that got the interception. That's where it was Miami's ball again. That's where it was a huge turnaround here, and then it already was like with Miami already being in the lead. Like this was not no better for the Rams. That's where action ran like about like a full first down, but when Toa Tagovailoa passed it right on to him, that's where Tagovailoa like got back right onto the position with the lineman, like along with his receivers and running backs, like with the fullback was going side to side, the motion, like making it look like he will. But this is where did he take? But this is where he allowed. But he allowed what's his name, Washington, to go in motion right to the left side. That's where we got like. That's where we got him passing it to what's his name, Enche. That's where it was the end of the first quarter after him gaining a couple yards. The end of the first quarter was 1-0. I mean, 7-0, where the 1 even came from. There's no such thing as 1 points in football, especially the NFL. So yeah, it was 7-0 in the final score on the first quarter. But this is where they continue after the most powerful force and all of sports entertainment came off the commercial break. It was 3rd and 2 with him gaining 2 yards. This is where we got Tagovailoa, then passed it to was it Waddle? Yeah, Jalen Waddle, but that ended up being an incomplete pass. Like right after he caught the ball, but he got tackled right by the corner, and this is where it ended up being like a 4th and 2. This is where the field goal unit came out, to get some 10 points, which that's exactly what they did, making it 10-0, like a 10-point game against the Los Angeles Rams. But this is where, like a minute later, they kicked it right back to the Los Angeles team. Like, but it's where, we got, yeah, what's his name? Matthew Stafford then passed it to, who was it? It was while the tight end was in motion, is where he went right to the right side. I believe it was Kerwin Williams, but he get tackled by his former teammate Jalen Ramsey. Like he just came out of nowhere, just manhandled him, and I believe this is one of the reasons why they did have a Monday Night Football game, just because that's what sometimes they do. Once a team gets traded to the other team, and they happen to play against that team on that season, they usually play them in a primetime game, just like tonight. But yeah, that's what Jamie he got. That was probably his highlight hit of the game, I guess you could say, because he made him. He made him got knocked down to the ground and let him barely gain a yard on that play. But this is where we got Matthew Stafford going for a throw right onto Cooper Kupp, which is their version of Tyreek Hill, but unfortunately not so much of yard gaining, only like a gain of 3, I guess you could say. Or no, 2. It was 2 because it was 3rd and 7, after 2nd and 9. But he got pushed right out of bounds. This is where we got. That's where we got Matthew Stafford have Cooper Kupp in motion, going to the right side, getting him lined up into the far right, while Koa did try to compete, I guess, right next to him, with him going to the right, making it confusing on who Matthew Stafford's going to throw it to, which one is the intended receiver, while the other is the decoy. But this is where we got. But we did not figure it out. I mean, we didn't have to figure that out because he ends up getting sacked by the defensive end Campbell. That's where he did a switcheroo stroke 3-pointer right beside him, right after he sacked the Super Bowl MVP, and that's where he had to get the punting unit out, and that's when Miami got the ball back. This is where even though Miami did not score more points, at least not just yet, they were just continuing to gain some yards and running out the clock and making sure that it's going to be extra difficult for the Los Angeles Rams to get any chances of coming back. But yeah, and yeah, then let's start things off with. But yeah, this was it. Oh no, wasn't. Or did Los Angeles Rams win for it? And they no like. Oh yeah, they did got the ball back. What am I even talking about? This is where we got Toa Tagovailoa did a fake pass to Aitken, and this is where then he threw it to his favorite receiver next to Jalen Waddle, and that is the former Chiefs wide receiver Tyreek Hill. And I understand why I'm saying this. If he just got to Miami, he left the Chiefs about 2 years ago. But yeah, this is where he passed it to the Cheetah. This is where he got a gain of I'll say a gain of 11. Yeah, it was 11. Yeah, a first down and extra yard is where they were at the. I'll say at the 50 on the dot, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was at the 50 to be exact. Or was it no 49? It was at the Rams' 49, passing the line, passing the enemy territory. It's where they're trying to pass it to Enche, but this is where he get knocked out by 3 defensive lineman dudes. Made him lost 3 yards onto this first down draw on his first down snap. This is where it was not other than who was it? It was. Uh, It was Bobby Brown. That's what his name is. Bobby Brown sounds like a very similar other star that was named Bobby Brown. But this is where I was saying, like you're not really doing much, only just stopping like a loss of yards. Like you should have been doing this in the first place when the game started, and that's why I took a quote from Tyler Perry, like on this play. It said, "Bobby Brown, sit down." Like, and I didn't mean the popular singer, like, and I was talking about the football player, of course, the new football player that has probably only been playing football for the last couple of years, like, and he's still a rookie. But yeah, if not just now, because I never heard of this guy before, quite in particular. Maybe it was second stream, like if he's been playing for a couple of years. But yeah, he brought down Enche, like when, but it's where. But this is where we got him trying to throw it to Enche again, but this is where he got nowhere to go. He hardly gained like about like no, I don't think he gained anything with him. Like he remains at third and 13. This is where we saw like the Rams. I mean not the Rams. The Dolphins trying to go for a third down conversion. Like and try to successfully get this third down conversion. Like they did plenty of times before. It's where we got the tug of lower, then trying to go for a throw, but this is where it ends up getting sacked and fumped. And there was a fumble that was. It was Jared Verse that. It was Jared Verse that got the cover of the fumble. Like with who was it that sacked him? Who was it? It was the. It was Verse. It was the. Yeah, it was Verse that sacked and covered the ball. Yeah, it was who was it? It was like what's his first name? Like it was what was it? It was he like Tagovailoa before he got a chance to catch. Yep, he gets sacked by the linebacker. Jared Verse, that's what his name is. I forgot. Yeah, he sacked him and recovered the ball, like with both with, a couple other guys that were trying to help him cover it, but he ended up getting it himself. And this is where he's like, I got the ball with Miami trying to help out. The Miami lineman trying to help Toa out, but it was too late. Damage has been done, and that's where we got. That's where we got. What's his name? That's where that's where they that's where we got Matthew Stafford trying to throw a pass right onto what's his name to the Puka Koa, but his catch was dropped like once he got stopped by the corner right onto behind him, number 29. But I thought it was like a still complete pass, and he just stepped out of bounds. That's where he dropped it, but no, it was a complete pass. Second and 10 is where we got Matthew Stafford, and they're like, all right, I won 83, 184. And he was like, no, this is where but it's where we got what's his name? Sean McVay called for a timeout. Like the head coach of the Los Angeles Rams, of course. But it's where we got like after like this timeout, like when in like 60 seconds of the advert, this where this is where we got this is where he tried to throw it to Cooper Kupp, which he got a first down, but he got stopped by a corner onto the right side, Kendall Fuller, like the former Commanders and the Chiefs. Yeah, knocks over him right to the side. This is where we got. This is where we got. What's his name? Matthew Stafford. Then once they were at Miami's 20, like I'll say 22-yard line is where he passed it to Kerwin Williams. This is where he got like a gain of 3, if I'm not mistaken. This is where it was second and 7. This is where he gave it to Akua. This is where he got a gain of I'll say 3, if another 3, making it I'll say third and 4. Yeah, third and 4. This is where we got Matthew Stafford then throw it right onto to his tight end. It was what's his name? Number 87. Who is it? What was this? Last name, it was Allen. Allen. He tried to throw it to Allen, but he dropped the ball. He slipped and fell on the turf. That's where they had to. That's where they had to get the field goal unit out there. That's where they got the 3 points, making this a 7-point game, making it 3-10. Like they just need to try to find a way to get the ball back so they can tie the game, which that's easy said than done. Like this is going to be a difficult task for the Los Angeles Rams. And it's already enough they already were behind, so it was very difficult that they're gonna pull this off. This is where they start showing some accomplishments from the coach of the Rams, which is Sean McVay, of course. But this is where we got. This is where we got Toa passing it to Tyreek Hill when he was running in motion. This is where he probably got like a gain of 5 or 6, which they show like how many active head youngest active head coaches wins so far. Like what you got. Mike McDaniel, Donald Mike McDonald got 37, while of the Seattle Seahawks got 37, and then we got Jared Mayo, like of the New England Patriots, got 38, while Sean McVay of the Los Angeles Rams got 38 as well. But this is where we got. But this is where we got Miami managed to get the first down at what's that third and 4, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Oh no, 2nd and 4. What I'm talking about. It was Achan, that their handy dandy running back. Somebody better give him a golden trophy for his best performance, which he's gonna get the best performance award of his runs, like the most. That's where we got Tyreek Hill got a gain of 5 when he got thrown right into like in a trick play. Up next, this is where we got. This is where they showed like the head coaches from 2013, like the Washington staff, like which now gets Sean McVay on the Los Angeles Rams, Kyle Shannon in the 49ers, and then Matt Flair like from the Green Bay Packers, and Mike McDaniel on the Miami Dolphins, like and Raheem Morris on the Falcons, the Atlanta Falcons to be exact. But we're but this is where we got Kobe Turner, like after the next run that I believe he tried to pass it to the I oh no action in or no I think it was a sack. Yeah, it was a sack to from Turner. Yeah. Kobe Turner to be exact. Yeah, it was Kobe Turner that came in and just clobbered poor Toa Tagovailoa. This is where he lost like about, I'll say it was a loss like 3rd and 20, so a loss of 15 because it was 2nd and 5. Yeah, but that's where he tried to. That's where he threw it to Achan. That's where he like ran like nearly a half. Like once he threw it right into Achan when he was under pressure once again. Like he did not want to get sacked for the 2nd time in a row. Luckily, he did so because they did gain something, even though it was like a gain of 8. Like this was very bad. Like unfortunately, it was not exactly what they were trying to get. Like if they got sacked, they probably would have gotten the first down and even more from a play like that. But they had to go for a kick, no choice, because it was 4th and 12. Like, or else, like, if they risk being unsuccessful on 4th down, they're gonna like that's where the Rams gonna be starting at. So they made the smart decision to go for a punt. Like, and besides, the Rams didn't do anything onto this drive. Like, so I guess they definitely did something that was worthwhile. Like, at this point, like with the Rams getting But yeah, like for the Rams to get the I get them like excuse me, because and also the Rams were like at the 18-yard line as well. Just where we got. Oh no, it was no. I think they were like at the 18. I mean, or at 18. I think I might be mistaken. I think they were like at the 9. This is where the 9. Yeah, the 9-yard line, like actually originally, this is where he passed it to Kerwin Williams. At first, he got got 9 yards. It was 2nd and 1. This is where he did it again. This is where he got the first down. This is where that's where he threw it to Akua. This is where he got a gain of 9. This is where he did throw it to Allen, the tight end, number 87. And yeah, they would just keep getting gains after gains, trying to get first downs and trying to do no huddles, because they hardly had over a minute left, for the game. That's where he tried to throw it to Kerwin Williams, which he did got a 10-yard run of a first down. And that's where he passed. This is where he tried to throw it to Demarcus Robinson, but this is where he gets brought down. This is where it was an incomplete pass, making it 2nd and 10. This is where the Magic Staff oh, come on. That should have been a first, just like those last couple of times. And the Magic Staff was but no, I'm not going to hold on to this. I'm just going to use this as a learning experience. This is where he tried to throw it right on to Kerwin Williams, which he managed to get a first down. It was, but the clock was still running. It was 33 seconds left, but luckily, the Los Angeles Rams had 2 extra timeouts, which they used one of those, to stop the clock right then and there. That's where it got Matthew Stafford trying to go for a throw, but this is where he gets stripped by, who was it, by Miami? It was the line. It was Bale, yeah. Quayton Bale, to be exact. The linebacker, he just stripped it out. But luckily, the Rams didn't manage to hold on to the ball, or else that would have been a turnover. But this is where we got, that's where we got the Rams. Then this is where what's his name? Matthew Stafford. It was all right, 183, 182. 181, hiking. This is where he snaps the ball. This is where then he throw right in the middle. This is where he throw it to Poka what's that, Akoa, which he got roughly a gain. I'll say roughly a gain of roughly roughly a gain of 7, but this is where he tried to throw it again, but he get an incomplete pass. This is where they put the field goal team out there. This is where they kicked the field goal right at with 55 yards, into this attempt, which was very successful, and it was 6 and 10 at halftime. With the final score, when the scoring side of view, it was 3 and 6, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, with the what was it? I think it was something like that. Yeah, it was 3 and 6. With the Rams, got more goals than Miami did. But the halftime score overall, 10 and 6. But this is where we got the Rams got the ball back because, of course, Miami won the coin toss in the beginning, and that's where they had. That's where they try to get everything together, try to get everything together because they're down by, I'll say, 4 points. And they're trying, and it looks like they're going to try to do everything they can to get in the lead, even if it's 3 points. They're desperate of trying to get into the winning side rather than staying in the losing side, of course. That's why they showed so many. That's where they showed plenty of games. That's what they showed games yesterday, Pittsburgh versus what's his name, the Washington Commanders, which they were down by a little bit less of a touchdown, but they managed to make a comeback with what's his name, Russell Wilson throwing it to Mike Williams in the end zone, making it 28-27, and then the Philadelphia Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys with the Eagles just roasted poor Dallas Cowboys in their home field, in their home stadium in AT&T, making it 34-6. And then this is where we also saw another away team another away team that just beat the home team, and that was the San Francisco 49ers against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which Brock Purdy was keep throwing it to the certain women's champions. I'll say mysterious boyfriend, I guess you could say, which I'm not sure what am I even saying right now, to number 85, I guess. But this is where Baker Mayfield try to do everything he can, but Nick Bosa always keeps always keep going after him. But they tied the game. They still lost by a field goal. With the kicker Moody, I believe that's what his name is, got the field goal kick. That's where they showed it was the New Orleans Saints taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Which they won by 3 points, and the Chargers, completely took out the Tennessee Titans by 10 points, 27-17, with Justin Herbert's being more of their better selves than ever, I guess you could say, which they haven't been this good since 2018, like said the commentators. But this is where they showed Minnesota Vikings will keep getting them turnovers against the Jacksonville Jaguars, despite them being in Jacksonville. New England took on Chicago, and Chicago with with them being at the Soldier Field, to celebrate Veterans Day. This is where it was the New England Patriots that got the victory over Miami. I'm not Miami, Chicago. What am I even talking about? This is where we got. This is where they. This is where they showed the Germany game, with the Carolina Panthers against the New York Giants, and surprisingly, they did pretty decently good with them even tying the game. But that's where the Panthers got a turnover into a what they call what's that? Got a fumble and they won by 20-17, a 3 point game by field goal to win it overtime. But then finally got their third win. With what they call still suffering only for 2 wins and I believe 8 losses. The New York Giants. But this is where they show they send their but this is where they send a salute and thank the veterans for their service during the halftime as well to all the veterans that whether if they were attending this game or at home, which I'm gonna do the same right here, just like I did on Monday Night Raw review. I'm gonna give all my salutes to the veterans that protect us, protected us, to make sure this country is going to be it's going to be well safe and not being not. And not letting danger attack us and let us be in danger, of course. Yeah, but yeah, and also I want to thank him for the service as well. In case if I forgot to say that, I'm gonna say it now. But moving on, we're going to be getting back to the game. We're on the second half, in the beginning of the third quarter, which the Rams were still struggling of trying to get into the comeback side of the perspective of this game. Here's where he just keep passing it to Kerwin Williams, which he got a gain of 9 onto the first snap. This is where Matthew then. That's where they passed it to it was Kerwin and it was that's where they go for the next snap. It was 173, 174, 75, hike. That's what and that's where then but he didn't snap the ball until Cooper Cup then went in motion, making it look like he's gonna receive the ball. But really, it was Kerwin Williams. He got the first down with the gain of the 1. That's where then Matthew Stafford and that idea of a trick play, which he fake passed it to Kerwin. This is where he passed it to was it Cooper Cup, I believe, or no? It was was it Puka Akua. This is where but it's where the Kendall Ford pushed him right into the out of bounds. When the last time they were head to head, in this game, they showed once he fake passed to Kerwin Williams. However, he nearly lost the ball, but luckily he regained some possession on the ball and they managed to do the reception, with the play fake. But this is where we got Kerwin Williams that ran another 8 yards. This is where it was 2nd and 2. But this is where Kendall Fuller was on the ground. I was like, no, not this guy. He's the best. He's one of the best, if not the greatest, corners in all of the NFL. That's why the Chiefs even signed him or even trade, or did a trade with him, joining the Chiefs, of course. But yeah, And I believe he won. And then he won like a Super Bowl or two with the Chiefs. I no, definitely in 2019 to 2020, definitely. But yeah, this is where. But moving on, we're gonna continue talk about. We're gonna talk about like with the Rams looking so far so good when it comes to the rushing game. But this is where it was not really going to be forever the case right here because even for them passing like the 30-yard line and they're like at the 20 like past enemy territory, it seemed like so like